Right, the focus of this film is how much does it really cost to build something? Not the made up numbers that you see on telly where you can build an entire house for about 45 quid. This is absolutely every penny that's been spent to build that. Now my wife said I'd quite like a brick shed, not a timber shed, and so me as ever, here we go, let's build a brick shed. There was quite a lot of ground here that needed to be moved before we could even build the shed. So I hired a digger. That's with insurance, delivery and everything else, £250 a week. 1 week, more than enough with a 1.5 ton digger. So that meant I could move everything that needed to be moved. I then needed something to move it into, a skip. That's £207 for a week to hire one. Obviously fill it in that week and off it goes. So you're already at nearly £500 and you haven't really done anything. Dig out the foundations, fill the foundations with concrete. Because it's not very deep, I filled it myself. That was 4 bags of ballast and 24 bags of cement. So roughly that is about £250 as well. Once the foundations are in, you put some semi-engineering bricks down to form the outside of your base. These are below ground level, so they're not really going to show, but you've got to use something that is appropriate for that job. These bricks which are on the wall aren't appropriate for that. All the faces are below, which means come away. Once the engineering bricks have gone round, that's another £300 that you spent doing the engineering brick course going round. You can then put the concrete floor in. Concrete floor is, as it says, 4 inches of concrete poured on a plastic membrane, another 4 bags of ballast, so another £250 with the cement. To save a little bit of cost, I put the shed here against an existing garden wall. So that obviously meant that I didn't need to brick that wall because it was already there. So there's just the rear wall, the side wall, and this front wall with a door in that's had to be built. 1,500 bricks. They're about 80p a brick, including the VAT. The roof is, as you can see, covered with these beautiful 160-year-old clay pan tiles. I got them off a building that I'd demolished, so effectively they were free to me, but if you were buying them, they'd be about £2 a tile. The window, again, is reclaimed. It's hardwood and double glazed. It cost me nothing, obviously, but if you were buying something like that, £1,000 at least, probably more than that. To hold the roof trusses up, I put a large timber down both sides. On top of that, the 10 trusses that you see above your head here, I've manufactured myself. It's only 4x2 treated timber, bolted together. It's quite straightforward to do. Once you've made one as a template, you then make all the rest of them to exactly the same template, and then your roof is true on both sides. Cost, probably to do all that lot, all the timber and the bit of metal work, was about £300. In these environmentally friendly times, we have to reuse, so hence large water containers, keeping all the water off the roof, storage on one side, there's the other side as well afterwards. This one goes all the way around the outside, and there's a sink that I've put in outside. Again, a reclaimed sink from a previous job. Again, water tanks, not very expensive. These are about £50 a go. Bit of copper work, probably £150 all in for everything that's been used. Knowing that I want some garden power, fortunately, I'd put this 4mm armoured cable in when I built the house. If I hadn't done that and I now had to run it all the way back to the house, that is hundreds of pounds. The cable's not very expensive, but getting it to the fuse board, very expensive. Cost for that, probably £100. Goes to an outside consumer unit, so this is just what you'd use if you were building a garage, and it's more than enough to power here and a couple of outside sockets as well, and the fountain in the pond. These two stable doors, 2 halves of the stable doors, obviously came just as wood. I've painted them in the garage to get a lovely smooth finish, which is what we've achieved now. 4 coats of paint, 2 undercoat, 2 top coat, beautiful. Every man needs a man cave, and this is mine. I don't throw anything away, ever. It always has a home. It might be years down the line, but it's got a home. The sink that you've just seen, 5 years in storage. The roof tiles, 10 years in storage. They've all come in. And I'm fortunate enough to have a little bit of outdoor storage area. As you can see it down here, this is very much tidied up from how it's been. It should all disappear soon. Right, in the interest of rounding this video off, I said I'd give you every cost possible. I've had a look through the numbers, I've missed some things out, so here's the roundup. At the moment we're at just over £5,000, £5,007, and timber shed equivalent size would be about £2,500. So we're about double, but we still have lights outside and inside. That's another £100. Put those in. So we've got timber, fascia, soffit, and some black plastic guttering both sides of the shed. That's another £90. There's an outside power point, just a single one, and 2 double points inside. That's another £70. So we've got a Belfast sink and a tap. That was £200, and I used 4 bags of self-levelling compound on the floor in there. £80. And obviously, holding all the bricks together, we've got all the sand and cement, another £253. So, how much would I charge to build something like this? In reality, probably about the same as what the materials have cost. So probably another £5,800. So in effect, this shed has cost £11,600. Bargain.